as a married person, you know, having children, growing family and all that, and then still doing music effectively. And most of them will be like, oh, you know, I have a loving husband who is supportive and all that. I would like to know your own story also about your music journey as a married person.
Okay, so for me, if I want to start with the challenges, earlier I had so much challenges because I was working in a bank, I was a member of a band, I had my own ministry, my own calling as per music, then I had kids to look after. It was tough putting everything together. Sometimes I'm almost going crazy, like, which one should I leave? Which one should I, you know, take up? But God has been able to help me to balance it up. Some years back, a friend of mine told me, he said, see, don't reject invitations because maybe you have to go to work on a Saturday. Accept those invitations and walk around it and just trust God to work it out. And the moment I started doing that, I just saw that I will go to work on a Saturday and still have time to go for administration somewhere and still go for rehearsals and still come back home. So somehow God helps us balance our life. And then if God has called you to do something, he has a way of arranging people who will support you. And my story is not different from some people to say that I have a very supportive husband. In fact, I say he's my manager. Okay, maybe not on record, but he's my manager, even though I don't get to pay him. But he has been very supportive. Presently, I can tell you he has my diary. He knows the dates I have invitations. So when I'm going to take another, and I have to call him like, please help me check when is so-and-so program. And he said, no, within these dates, you can't take any program and all of that. So he has been very supportive. He's a music-oriented person. So he knows what I should do and not do. And he's just there. Selection of songs and all those things. And then when I even write my own songs, he puts in one or two things to make it sound better. Or how do we get a choir to join you? What should they be singing? Because it's also something he has been used to. So God has blessed me with that. And God has always blessed me with people around who are just there to be supportive one way or the other. Sometimes I have to leave my kids at home, like when they were much younger. I also had supportive people to stay with them, people I could trust them with, you know. So God has really been faithful. And I must say, if he sent you on an errand, he won't just leave you like that. He will provide all that you need to do it well.
All right. Thank you very much. When we come back, I want to take a music break now, but when we come back off the record, I want to ask you something. Maybe you help me out.
No problem.
All right, right now, let's take a music break from Minister Rella. We'll be right back.
Yeah, man. It's time to give the Lord some crazy praise. Somebody shout hallelujah. Oh, 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 oh. One more time, it's very simple. Oh, 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 oh. Our God is lifted high above the mountain, stands before me. No power of death can prevail. No raging storm can stand against me. Our God is lifted high above the flood that comes upon me. I shall not fear nor be moved, 'cause he has promised he'll never leave me.
surely our God is lifted high. That was Minister Rella during Never Ending Worship. And, before we went for the break, I said I would like to ask you something off the record. Is there a particular prayer women do before getting married so that they will get this kind of supportive, husbands? Because most times it is intimidating when all these artists come here, and then when you try to ask them about, their music journey, their challenges, and they keep raining praises on their husbands. And I'm like, is there a particular prayer they do for God, to give them this kind of supportive husbands?
Well, did I pray? Yes, I did. But I guess my mind was not open enough to know what extent of prayer to pray. All I know that I prayed that I didn't want to make a mistake about a spouse, about who I was going to get married to. And, well, if you trust God with whatever decision, He'll help you make the best.
All right.
Okay, so that is it for me.
All right, thank you. Gospel musicians, especially the female ones, most times they get discouraged about getting married because they feel when they get married, or that is what they have been told most times, like especially to some managers who would want to manage them. Sometimes they will be like, if you get married now, your music will stop, because the husband you're going to get married to will definitely stop your music. And then you are married for like over 10 years now, and you're still doing music so well, and your husband is even the one supporting you. How best can you encourage these young ladies out there who would want to get married, but already their minds have been turned off marriage, because of their music career?
Okay, so my advice is this. If God has called you to do something, make up your mind, whoever you are going to say yes to. Don't be carried away by looks, money, or anything. Whoever you are going to be saying yes to should be somebody who likes that thing that God has called you to do. Okay? I've been married to my husband for 12 years. Last month, we clocked 12 years. And we've known for over 20 years. Wow. So we had grown together in the choir. We had been singing together. So I already know he loves music. I know I've been called to do music. He loves it, and it's just a part of him. So it wasn't difficult for me to say yes to him. So I love music. I know I've been called to do music. Then I want to marry somebody who is not interested in music. There's going to be a problem. If you're an artist, you love to paint, and then you are going to get married to somebody who is not even interested, who doesn't know how to appreciate art, and thinks it's a problem when he sees paint on the floor, then you know that you are going to have a problem. So it's beyond how the person looks, how much the person cares for you, how much money he's willing to spend on you. It's beyond that. We have a calling. And whoever you want to spend the rest of your life with should be able to look at that side of you and say, yes, I love it, and I want to work with this person. And it's vice versa. Even the man too. You are marrying a woman who does not appreciate music, and you're a music person. You sing a song and she cannot say, I love this song. Oh, this song really touched me. Or I love the way you play the guitar. I love the sound of music. Then there's a big problem. I had somebody who once told me he loves to play the guitar. He plays even in church. And he said, the only problem I have is when I'm even playing this thing at home, my wife thinks I'm disturbing her. She says it that I'm disturbing. I should reduce it. He has a problem with that. He's born again. His wife is also born again. But it's not enough. Okay? So when he was saying it, I felt pity for him. Because what do I want to tell him? How do we change his wife from who she is, somebody who doesn't love music, to suddenly start loving it?
But he can pray and then she will start loving music.
Well, there's nothing God cannot do. Honestly, there's nothing God cannot do. I've seen such things happen. He can actually pray about it. And of course, probably begin to, talk her into seeing reasons with him. But you see, that's more difficult. So it's easier to pray that the one you say yes to loves what you are doing and is willing to work with you.
Okay, before we go now, I would like you to, we'll have to talk about mentorship. We have young people in the church, and then they are facing a lot of challenges, trying to be focused in what they do. What do you think, or what is your advice to these people out there before we go?
Okay, my simple advice is this. identify somebody or trust God to help you identify somebody whose life will be an example for you to follow. So it's beyond the music. Yes, the person is good, but what's the person's life like? You should be able to see the life that it shows the life of Jesus that you are willing to copy.
Wow. All right. Thank you very
Thank
much,
you
Ma, for
too.
being here. We appreciate you. And truly, we have been informed. I am informed about so many things, and we appreciate you for being here.
Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
everyone, for staying tuned. I am sure you also have been informed about so many things maybe you've been having doubts on. So thank me now for bringing Minister Rella to the studio, to talk about music and then ministration as a whole in Nigeria and also in Ekwa. So thank you very much. And I will see you next time, same time. Bye-bye.